Hey guys, I'm Ariana. If you're new here, if you're not, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and you can go ahead and hit the post notification bell so you're notified every time I post a video, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a really easy, scary zombie makeup look. Okay, so this is actually going to be pretty easy for you guys to do, and I'm going to break it down. So I'm going to be creating an interesting zombie look. It is going to be a little bit messy, just to put that out there. So this is if this is something that you've always been wondering about, how to create, I'm going to put you on. I was going for something like a kind of modern day person turning into a zombie. So I'm just gonna turn myself into a zombie. So I'm gonna be doing my makeup as usual. I'm gonna look pretty regular, and then we're gonna go ahead and zombieify it. Also, if you haven't already, don't forget to go ahead and follow me on my social media pages. They will be all in the description box below, so you can see the finished product and the final looks, and the pictures up close of all of these really cool spooky content. Okay, I have a lot of things up on my Instagram and my TikTok. So definitely check that out if this is something that you're interested in. Alright, I have a lot of things that are on there that aren't on here, so if this is something that you like to see and enjoy watching and content on, definitely follow me there. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so I just did my makeup really quickly. I did it how I usually do it. I did my whole entire base the same as I usually do, and I just like added some bronzer, and I also did my brows, and I did my eyes. Okay, so I actually used the Urban Decay Naked 2 Basics palette. So this palette has a lot of like neutrals, natural, kind of ashy kind of shades in here. So I used like a gray, and I just did like a simple eye makeup look. So now I'm actually going to move on to the zombie. So now I'm going to move on to these zombie kind of effects on my face before I actually go in and add some like dirt and grunge in it. I also just like want to mention I did my eyes a little bit messy. Like, this isn't usually how I do my makeup. But we're going to go ahead and add some special effects, skin peeling off kind of thing. So what I'm going to be using is going to be this Monster liquid latex. So this is a 16-ounce bottle of liquid latex that I got from Amazon. I will leave a link in the description box down below. When I decided to take this special effects thing seriously, I went ahead and bought this on Amazon like a while ago, and it has lasted me a very long time. And I also have this 16-ounce bottle of fake blood. So this is actually really runny. It's literally like water up in here. I think my brother bought this a really long time ago as well. And I'm not sure where the heck he bought it from. Probably Party City or something, but I'm sure you can find this on Amazon. This is the blood that I use all the time. I'm also going to be using this 3D blood gel from Mayron Makeup, which is like more of a realistic 3D looking blood. It's like blood gel, so it's not as runny as this. I'm pretty sure it's more dense and thicker than this one, so we're going to use a combination of both. So we're going to go ahead and start creating some nasty looking things. So the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to pour out a little bit of this liquid latex. So I like to just pour it out into the cap. I think I'm going to be using a lot today. I'm going to be using this paintbrush. So this is like a regular crafting paintbrush. I think I got this from Dollar Tree. And we're going to go ahead and start making some scars. So I want to make one going down here, and then I'm also going to be making one where my whole entire mouth is going to be peeling off of my face. We're going to do the mouth part first. So I'm just going to dip into the liquid latex with my brush, and I'm just going to start painting the area on my face that I want it to look like is peeling off. I'm going to add like a good amount, and then I also want to keep it wet before I put on the tissue paper. So I'm going to add a good amount, and then I'm going to take some toilet paper, and then I'm just going to place it right on there and just cover the whole thing. So I'm going to add some more over here just because I would need it to be wet for me to stick the toilet paper on. So while I let it dry, I'm actually going to cut the excess off. So I actually don't want to rip it because I feel like it's going to come off of the liquid latex. So I'm going to cut it. And I also want it to be a particular shape. So the top of this part, I just want it to look like it's my actual skin. So I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to start tearing it actually. Oh, what the heck? Okay, so I do want there to be a little piece hanging off, so that's what this is going to be. Now I'm just trying to take off all of the excess pieces. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add a couple more layers. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add some of the liquid latex to the bottom piece of this side. So it's going to look like it's peeling off of my face when it dries. Then I'm just going to paint over this whole entire piece right here so it can have that skin looking look to it. And I'm actually going to kind of try and paint it onto my face just so it doesn't like rip apart. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and let this whole thing dry. If you want to put another layer of toilet paper, you can, but I'm gonna see how this works out with just the 2 layers of toilet paper. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start with a gash right here. So we're gonna do the same exact thing. Okay, I also want to mention, try your best not to get the liquid latex into your hair because when you're taking it off, it will literally pull your hair out. So I'm kind of trying to make sure that it does not touch my eyebrows at all. This is the last layer of latex that I'm putting on my forehead. Alright, so now that everything has kind of completely dried, I'm actually going to try and peel this up a little bit. So we're just going to go right under here and then just pull it. And I'm also going to try not to tear anything either. Okay, so this is kind of like flappy over here, which is what we want. And then this whole piece down here, I'm just going to remove it from my skin. Okay. And then it's just going to look like it's hanging there. Okay, so I have the mouth done, and now we're going to go ahead and start cutting the gash into this part. So I'm going to be taking some tweezers, and these have like really pointy edges to it, and I'm going to start from the top, and I'm just going to kind of poke a hole in this. Just a hole though, and I don't want it to tear anything else, so I'm just literally gonna shove the tweezers in there and create like a little opening. And then I'm going to take some scissors and I'm just going to like snip it and make a bigger hole, and then we're just going to go from top to bottom and create. So this is a little bit tricky because you have to kind of pull it off of your skin and then cut the line. So I'm actually going to poke the tweezers down in here just to create a gap. Create a gap between my skin and the latex and just cut it. Alright. And now we have a cut in our forehead. So I'm gonna kind of like open it out a little bit and make it look. Now we're gonna go ahead and get to face painting. I'm going to be painting it red, so I'm going to be using the Mayron Foundation Grease Paint Makeup. This is in the shade red, and I'm just literally going to paint the whole entire thing under here. I'm going to give it a really nice base for the blood that we're going to have going on. And I also want to paint on some teeth, so it looks like exposed skin and like bone. Okay, if the red gets onto the latex, because we're going to go over that later on and make it look really grungy and gross. So I'm going to put some of the red into this little cut here. You might want to use a smaller brush, but I don't feel like doing that. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go into my Wet n Wild paint pot. This is in the black paint, and I'm actually going to kind of make it a little bit darker and a little bit more dirty looking. So I'm just going to take the same brush and just add some black down here. So I still want it to look kind of red, but I want it to be like dark and dirty. And I also want to make sure that you can't see my lips at all. We're going to have to go in and set that, and I'm just going to put a little bit in this little scar thing here. Also going to paint the inside of this kind of piece. I'm going to paint it red. So it looks like there's like a piece of my skin hanging off. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to kind of match up the latex to our skin color. So I'm going to be taking some foundation. This is a BB cream that I got from the dollar store. I don't feel like wasting any of my good foundation. So I'm just going to squirt out a little bit on my hand. And I'm going to take a concealer brush and we're going to go ahead and paint the latex. So I kind of don't want it to be too thick because I do want it to look like my actual skin. Basically just painting over the outer corners and like the outside of the latex. I am gonna go back and make it look kind of dirtier, but I just want to make sure that you can't see any of the white. The outside looks like skin. Also recommend using a foundation that is a little bit darker than your skin color, because when you put it on the white and the beige latex, it will get a little bit lighter than it's supposed to be. I'm going to go ahead and blend out the foundation onto my skin, only on the outer edges, so it doesn't look like there's just like a bunch of foundation in one place. So I'm actually going to focus most of the foundation toward the top, where the latex meets my face, because toward down here it's going to be like black and bloody and gross. So I really want to focus on the blending at the top. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit so that there is no white peeking through after I put on the red and the blood. Alright, so next I'm going to go ahead and paint on some teeth and some bones. So I'm going to be taking this little color cup Mayron makeup, and I'm going to take a concealer brush and we're just going to go ahead and paint on some teeth. So this is just going to be like the general outline. So I'm going to go ahead and set that with some powder because it is looking a little bit shiny and I feel like you can't see the detail. Okay, so now that we have everything pretty much going on, we're going to go ahead and add some dirt and blood to this. So I'm going to be taking the red foundation on the same foundation brush, and we're just literally going to put it all over this area and just splotch it on here in like no real way. We're just gonna like do it randomly and kind of like aggressively, just to make it look like really messy. And we're gonna do the same thing up here. Also gonna go into the black paint pot, and we're gonna keep the black a little bit lower to the bottom just to make it look dark and dirty. Okay, so now I feel like we have pretty much everything going on. I'm gonna do the fake blood last, but now we're gonna go ahead and kind of dirty up the rest of the face. So I'm gonna be taking the Wet n Wild black single eyeshadow in the shade Panther. I'm gonna be taking this fan brush and I'm just gonna give it a little swirl and just like put some dirt everywhere. So there isn't really any kind of, literally just making my whole entire face dirty. I'm also going to add some brown eyeshadow. And I'm also going to put a little bit more gray shadow under my eyes, just to make it look a little bit more sunken in. Also gonna add some red eyeshadow under my eyes to make it look a little bit bruised. And then some red in random places. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pop in some contacts, and then we're going to go ahead and put on the blood, and then we will be done. I actually went ahead and warmed this 3D gel up. It's so weird. It's so extra. You have to warm it in a hot water bath, and then it will turn into a liquid state. So it was like not budging before I put it in this teacup. I filled a teacup of water and I put it in the microwave for like 2 minutes, and then it started bubbling, and then I just like let this sit in there for a little bit, and now it is liquid. Yay. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this onto my face, and then it's supposed to dry into a gel, and it's supposed to stay there until you peel it off, which is really interesting. So this is my first time using this 3D gel, so we're gonna go ahead and see what it, I hope it's not hot. Ah, there it goes, there it goes. All over my pants. Pretty much covered the whole entire mouth area, and it's looking really nasty. So I'm just gonna go ahead and like splatter some on my face, kind of. And this hurts a lot, actually. This is looking crazy. Okay, so that is basically it for the 3D blood gel. I think I don't even need to put on the liquid blood. But yeah, this is the final look. Let me go ahead and let my hair down and we'll have a little creepy montage. Alright guys, this is the final look. I really like how it came out. I'm very proud of this. It was super easy, like I said. So even if you don't have this 3D blood gel, it's like really interesting because it gives it a lot of texture and it also stays shiny, so it looks like it's pretty real, which is cool. So that was it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you have any video suggestions, please let me know. If you have any Halloween look ideas, please let me know and I will get right on that. Someone actually suggested me to do a zombie look and this is it. This is for you. So thank you again so much for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!